If you grew up male in the 70s or 80s, you probably had some of the same role models I had. Captain Kirk was one of my role models. He never cried. Han Solo was another. He didn't show fear. Arnold Schwarzenegger was another. He only had one facial expression and I think only one emotion, which was comfortably neutral. And your dad, well, I bet he didn't talk about his feelings too much either. Anger seemed to be the default emotion for most of the men in our lives. But anger is often what we call a secondary emotion, meaning it's usually covering up something else entirely. When men express anger, most of the time there's either sadness or fear somewhere underneath that. But we as men weren't taught this emotional vocabulary. We learned that anger was acceptable, even masculine, but everything else, sadness or fear, or even happiness in great abundance, made us weak. And this comes at a massive cost. Men die by suicide at 4 times the rate of women. We have higher rates of substance abuse, heart disease, and shorter lifespans. We struggle with depression, but we don't recognize it because we feel we're not allowed to feel sad. So what do? Well, first, start by paying attention to your anger. When you feel that familiar heat rising, pause and ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? What's underneath this? Are you actually angry at your boss, or are you actually afraid of losing your job? Are you actually mad at your kids, or are you just sad that they're growing up so fast? Second, find safe people to express these emotions to. Maybe it's with a therapist or a close friend, your partner, or even just journaling. Try naming the emotion, identifying what caused it, and reflecting on how that is impacting you. Third, and perhaps most importantly, model this for the next generation. If you have sons, nephews, or young men in your life, let them know that you experience the full range of human emotion and that that's okay. Show them that real strength isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about having the courage to feel them, address them, and work through them. And look, I get it. This feels foreign, maybe even wrong. You might think this all sounds pretty touchy-feely to me, but you're not betraying your masculinity by feeling sad or scared. I would argue that you're actually stepping into a more fulsome version of manhood. The world needs men who can feel deeply, love fully, be compassionate, and yes, even cry. Because when we are emotionally connected to ourselves and to others, we become better partners, better fathers, better friends, and frankly, better human beings all around. So here's your challenge. This week, when anger shows up, get curious instead of reactive. Pause and ask, what is this protecting? You might be surprised by what you find underneath. And remember, feeling your feelings isn't giving up your man card. It's finally using all the cards in the deck. What emotion has anger been masking for you? I'd love it if you shared in the comments. Let's start changing this narrative together. I'm Jason Pollock, and this has been The Pollock Perspective. Thank you so much for joining me.